Hello, all you wonderful people. I'm Lisa with Living Life with Lisa, and I'm going to do something a little different today. And the purpose of this channel is to show people how we live life to the fullest with chronic illness. I personally have dementia, early onset, and I'm still in the early stage, so there's much more to me than just dementia. I have chronic kidney disease, MTHFR is the gene mutation, and a degenerative disc disease that I've forgotten how to pronounce, and those are the ones I remember. But I have a friend, and his name is Tony Deering, and he is a professional in cognitive impairment, mild cognitive impairment, which is just kissing cousin, close to pretty much the like. Not everyone with MCI goes into dementia, but some do, some don't, and some get better. And so he has a wonderful YouTube channel, and I just want to show you Tony and the things that he does, because he's doing wonderful things for the community, and gets in touch with all these experts about the brain, and does a lot of research. He's really, really wonderful about it. And after I load this, I will put a subscription in my subscription. I'm sorry, my eye itches today. The link to his channel, and I would like for you to go over there and give him some love and let him know that Lisa sent you. And he's been a very good friend to me. We've never met in person, but we have talked, and he also has been very thoughtful and helpful to me. So I would like to return the favor. And so without further ado, and as I figure out how to work this, this is Tony Deering from Mild Cognitive Impairment.
One of the things that I love most about doing these brain health videos every week is interacting with the people who watch them. People like Gladys. She's 79, and she lives in Canada, and she was diagnosed with mild cognitive impairment 4 or 5 years ago. I will say this about Gladys. She is one feisty lady. I don't hear from her often, but usually what I do is to grouse about food. When she was first diagnosed with MCI, the doctor didn't say a word to her about diet, and that was fine with Gladys.
Typical.
Because it meant she could just go right on eating the way she always had. Unfortunately, the bad news did eventually reach her. If you've got MCI, you really kind of need to try to eat a little better. And that did not sit well with Gladys. In the first email I ever got from her, she wrote, rather indignantly, "Who in the world came up with this crazy idea that people with MCI can't eat regular food? I am not amused." If I hear from her, usually she's confessing what she sees as her latest dietary transgression. And I feel so bad for her, because she feels like a failure, but she's not. My message to her would be, Gladys, stop fighting a battle you've already won. And my message to you is, you can win that battle too. And today, I want to talk about how. Hi, my name's Tony Deering of GoCogno.com, the website for people with mild cognitive impairment.
Go visit the website if you have a chance. There's a lot of information on there. And Tony, what you see of Tony is what you get. He is laid back and very nice and very knowledgeable.
Weeks ago, I did a video on nutrition, and Gladys immediately shot me an email. She said, "You must have known I was behaving badly yesterday." I get so tired of not being able to eat the foods I enjoy. Most of the proper stuff is Boring. So I treated myself to a big meal of just what I like. It felt great. So did Gladys do something naughty here? I don't think so. And to explain why, let me point you to the blue zones. You may have heard of the blue zones. They are these 5 rare places in the world where people live to a ripe old age and enjoy remarkable health. For them, things like heart disease, depression, Alzheimer's are all but unheard of. Partly, that's because their traditional diet is so brain healthy, but they don't eat that way all the time. On special occasions, holidays, birthdays, festivals, they throw that healthy diet out the window and feast on things that are bad for them. And then the next day, they go back to the way they usually eat. That's what allows them literally to have their cake and eat it too. They just don't eat it every day. And really, that's all it takes to win the battle of healthy eating. It's about finding ways to turn the naughty foods into an occasional treat and not an everyday habit. It works for them, and it can work for you. Maybe you attended a Super Bowl party, and I can pretty much guarantee there were huge bowls of chips and Tostitos and Cheetos. So are you like, no, that's brain poison, I can't eat that? Or do you just have a handful and enjoy the game? You are allowed to do that. But again, here's what you cannot afford to do. Let's say you're still working, and every day at 3 o'clock, you get that mid-afternoon snack attack. So what do? You wander over to the vending machine. And you know there's nothing in there that's remotely good for you, but it's cheap and it's convenient and you're hungry, so you just buy it and eat it. And it becomes this daily ritual, and it is just so corrosive to your cognition. So what do you do instead? What if you brought an apple with you every day to work? That one small little change could make a huge difference for you. And that's all I want you to understand. The way to win that battle is to turn those foods from a daily threat to an occasional treat, the way Gladys did. You know, I was curious what this naughty meal she ate was, so I asked her to tell me. And I wrote it down here, so I want to make sure I get it right. So it was scrambled eggs, pork with panko breadcrumbs, shrimp, sweet potatoes, carrots, and ice cream bars. My only objection to that meal is that she didn't invite me. A lot of what's on that menu is actually okay for brain health. And even what's not is still allowed on an occasional basis, even in a brain healthy diet like the Mind diet. Which means even if you don't ban these foods from your diet, you can still defend your cognition in a really meaningful way. In fact, a study found that people who strictly followed the Mind diet reduced their risk of dementia by 53%, and even those who only followed it loosely reduced their risk by 35%. If you want to know more about the Mind diet and which foods you're allowed to eat and how often, read this article on Be Brain Fit. There's a link below. As for Gladys, you'll be glad to know that she is back on the straight and narrow. At the end of her email, she promised me, I'll try to eat better. Great piles of snow here. We're going skiing. Cheers. That sounds like a recipe for brain health to me. Thanks for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you again next week. Until then, as always, be kind to your mind.
Please go over and check out Tony's channel. I will try to link not only his channel, but the link that he put in about the article about what to eat. I I can't say enough about his channel, and I wanted to give a shout out to him, and so I thought I would take this time. It comes from the heart, and he means all the best. And so, as always, live life to the fullest, live life with no regrets, and we'll see you next time. Bye.